Hey guys, Trevy the Great here again with another Warmachine battle report. This is round 3 of the 35-point Steel Roller tournament that I played in this past weekend. This is again versus Kador, and instead of eButcher this time, it's pButcher. So some very common, consistent themes in this tournament. The list is actually pretty similar too. It has a full unit of Shock Troopers, full unit of Demolition Corps. It has a Kovnik and a Dracoon as well. And a Destroyer and a unit of Widowmakers with the Widowmaker Marksman. I guess it's a and a War Dog as well. I guess it's a Butcher theme force, pButcher theme force, and it has it gives I think an extra movement buff to the Man of Wars on turn 1, and he's allowed to redeploy his solos after deployment. So I'm running the same eStryker list that I've run all tournament. I decided not to run Darius because I mean, I faced a list very similar to this one in the last round, and I beat that pretty soundly. So I figured, you know, why change the list at this point? So the list is a max unit of precursors, a unit of Stormblades with the UA, Rupert Carvolo, Archduke Runewood, a Stormclad to go with the Stormblades, the Black 13th, a Stormcaller, and the Squire, and a Journeyman Warcaster for Arcane Shield. So cool. I do not remember off the top of my head what the scenario is called, but it is the one with the giant 12-inch circle in the middle and the little flags around it that you have to contest with your Warcaster in order to win, in order to score points in order to win the game. And I think it's 2 points to win. So I have a little bit of an advantage here. I believe I'm going second in this game, but I do have an advantage in that my army is very bricky. Both of our armies are very bricky, so we're both very good at just contesting that zone. Stryker's also good at affecting things that are far away from his actual location because he can, you know, move, do his stuff, and then velocity back, so he can stay within contesting range of those objectives while casting his spells and while shooting his gun and doing whatever else he needs to do. So I think that eStryker is actually a pretty good choice for this scenario. Unfortunately, he can't use his offensive capabilities as much because if I want to score, he needs to be close to those flags. But he's still very good for this in particular scenario. So here you can see the deployment. The precursors, my precursors are up in the middle. The Stormblades are up on the top right-hand side there. They're going to go try to do some damage to the Shock Troopers, which are basically across the way from them. Black 13th are on the other side. I'm going to try to see what I can do against the Widowmakers with the Black 13th. Those Widowmakers are going to go like plink right through the armor of the precursors, which is super high. So I'm not going to get a lot of use out of shield wall and deflection in this game, but hopefully it'll keep me safe from the bombards and any cannons that the Man of Wars have. So we'll see how that goes. But as I said before, my opponent is taking the first turn, I believe. So he's going to get to go first, run up, and I will get to react to him, so let's see how that goes. This is about my opponent's round 1. As you can see, he's just moved up with everything. His Shock Troopers do get that speed buff on turn 1 because of his tier list, so they are going very fast up the field. Unfortunately, he forgot one of his Demo Corps behind the rest of his army there, so you can see it sort of hanging out in the background. That was very unfortunate for him. But the Widowmaker's moving up, the Dracoon moving up to sort of threaten the flank over there. I think his plan was to try to get that possibly into the Black 13th and maybe even get around the flank of my precursors into you know, my juicy support solos and possibly even Stryker. But we'll see how that goes. And other than that, turn 1, not a lot to say. This is my responding turn. This is my turn 1. Again, not a lot to say. Just moving up with everything. I decided to spread out the precursors because he does have that bombard on the destroyer. So I didn't shield wall this turn. I don't think it was very necessary. And then just ran up right into the zone with everything as fast as I could. All my support solos hid behind the wall over there. Stryker he went up in the middle, cast deflection. He got pretty much everybody except I think one of my Stormblades. It was just out. And the Black 13th and the Stormcaller moving in to put some pressure onto those Widowmakers, hopefully stop them from just plinking off my precursors one at a time. Alright, so this is the end of my opponent's round 2. He went first, so I'm going to be able to start scoring next turn. So he's just moving up with everything. He put Iron Flesh on the Man of Wars and shield walled them. So they are only moving 3 inches, but they're defense 14, armor 21, and that makes them really stupid hard to kill. He took some pot shots with the Widowmakers and the Destroyer. He killed a couple of the precursors. I think I made one tough roll on the hill, so he's just sitting out on the hill there. And then I don't think he did anything of note with the destroyer. The Man-O-War Dracoon moved back into the middle just to basically threaten the zone a little bit and countercharge if I try to make an alpha strike. So hopefully deter a little bit of the alpha strike there. But other than that, not a lot happening, just moving up slowly but surely. So okay, so my turn 2. This is I decided here that my opponent's not making any moves on the objective. I'm gonna start scoring on it and force him to come to me. He does have a very brick style army, so it'll be very tough for him to get too much into the zone. Hopefully I can just score enough to win the game very quickly on scenario. So shield ward my precursors, move them up onto that hill there. Hopefully keep them safe from the destroyer shot. If he moves up his shield cannons with the Man-O-Wars, he can do some damage there. Moved up the Stormblades, moved up the Stormclad, everything just moved up. I did put Arcane Shield on the Stormclad last turn with the Journeyman Warcaster, so he's up to armor 21, or 22, sorry. And then Stryker putting up Deflection, moving over to contest the flag over there in the center of the photo, and the Black 13th doing a couple more points of damage to the Widowmakers. Lynch is shooting with snipe rounds and basically killing one Widowmaker a turn, so I think I've killed 1 or 2 at this point. And then Ryan, with her 2 guns, shot a Mage Storm at the Dracoon. Was just out of range, scattered a little bit, and still hit him, so that's sitting there under him and did a couple points of damage, so that's good. And like I said, just putting pressure on those guys and hopefully killing as many as possible. And then just putting pressure on the center. I did score this round because my opponent has no models in the zone, so that's 1-0 to me, and again, putting a lot of pressure on my opponent. Okay, so this is the bottom of round 3. This is going to be the last photo of the game because I do win here. My opponent basically just continued to move up very slowly. He moved up his Man-O-Wars so that I think there were 3 of them in the zone, and sort of left at that. He moved over the Dracoon a little bit and the Demo Corps to sort of threaten the zone. The Dracoon does have countercharge, so if I do charge into the Man-O-Wars, then he could charge me back. So in my turn, I responded and I put a bunch of focus on the Stormclad. I think I could have made my Alpha Strike a little bit better. What I was afraid of was charging in the. I wanted to charge in the Stormblades, so I was sure that when I activated the Stormclad and charged in, then I would have enough. So basically surface area on the Man-O-Wars to get the Stormblades in. So I didn't want to activate the Stormclad first, and I didn't. So I activated the Stormblades first and left the Standard Bearer back next to the Stormclad to accumulate a focus from him. Stormclad charged in. The Stormblades didn't do much damage. They did need 7s to hit. A bunch of them missed, and I think they did 1 or 2 points damage. The Stormclad then went in and did a whole bunch of damage to the Man-O-Wars, killed 2 or 3 of them with his giant sword. And then I activated the precursors, they charged in, and were able to finish off the last one that was contesting the zone. So that basically won the game for me right there. Now, my opponent did make a little bit of a mistake here, in that he forgot about, well, I don't know if he forgot about countercharge from the Dracoon, but when I charged the Stormclad in, he could have countercharged. It was almost exactly 6 inches away. I was hoping that I could maneuver it so I was just out of 6 inches away so he couldn't charge the Stormclad and basically botch everything up. But he didn't do that. I guess what I should have done in hindsight is charge the precursors first and then charge 1 into the Dracoon to stop him from countercharging, because you can't countercharge when you're engaged. But as you can see, when I activated the precursors, I did charge 1 into the Dracoon anyway and do a little bit of damage there. But it didn't really matter because, as you can see, I did wipe out all the Man-O-Wars that were in the zone, ended up scoring the 2nd point and winning the game. So, very, very short game. Butcher, with a big brick list like this, doesn't do that well against, in this scenario, I think. Butcher likes to be a very upfront, and he can't really play for scenario if he's trying to hang back. And again, with the Man-O-Wars, it's really hard to get enough into the zone to contest for long enough for me to stop him from scoring. I think this player was pretty new as well. He wasn't too experienced with the game. I think he won round 1, and that's how he got to play me round 3. But that does put me at 2-1. at the end of the day with a bunch of control points. I did score some control points last round, and then this round I did score 2. So not a lot of army points destroyed at this in this round, but last round I did wipe out I think 35 points in total. So this round I am up a little bit on army points, a little bit on CPs, and my strength of schedule was actually pretty good because the Protectorate player I played in the first round actually went on to play. He didn't win it, but I think he got second as well. So his strength schedule was very good. So basically, I ended up getting a 3rd out of 8 in the tournament, which was a result I was very happy with. Top half, basically. So not that really matters in an 8-player tournament, but I was very happy to get above average, essentially, and win a little bit of a prize there as well. So happy with that. Hope you guys enjoyed these battle reports. I have another tournament coming up next weekend, so stay tuned for some more Warmachine tournament Batreps. I'll see what I can give you guys.